Okay, so I just had to make this video. I come across a comment that I just responded to right here, and I just felt like this could deserve its own video. Thank you, Crypto Blake Hustler Snyder, for making this comment, and it gives me a chance to be able to educate where I believe people are basically missing it with proof of weak hands 3D. First of all, each one of his sentences, he says first, why would I want to put my money into something when it's losing value? Well, first of all, you always buy low, sell high. As a general rule of thumb, personally, I'm more contrarian in nature anyway. I want to buy real estate when the real estate market is low. When real estate prices are high, I tend to want to sit on the sidelines. When we're in a great market, which, by the way, in my career, we're in a great real estate market right now. I'm more likely to sit on the sidelines right now. If I found a great deal, maybe I would get in, but there's less good deals right now. When something is losing value, that's typically when a lot of good investors are getting in. Historically, I have done very good in poor market conditions because I'm in a position to be able to buy. And I tend to purchase things that I believe that have a medium to long-term upside potential. I believe personally, this is my advice, this isn't for anyone else, this isn't for Crypto Blake Hustler, and I'm not trying to change his mind. He obviously has his own beliefs. But you buy when the candles are red, you tend to sell when the candles are green. That's a contrarian viewpoint. And the idea is you're trying to buy when it's low, or you're trying to hold when the candles are green. Maybe you don't sell, you hold. There's a lot of reasons why I don't personally like to buy and sell a lot. It's because it creates taxable events. Those taxable events can hit you as much as 20 or 30% just paying income tax depending on the investment and how it's taxed. It can catch you, you can lose a lot of your gains and a lot of your ability to be able to compound over time because of taxation. So I don't do a lot of trading in and out personally, but I'm getting off topic with that. And this is just my style. This isn't meant for you or anyone else who may be watching this video. So why would I put money into something when it's losing value? Because I believe in long term it's not going to lose value long term. Then it means that I believe that currently it's most likely cheap. That's like saying, why would I buy Bitcoin when the price is going down? Because I think long term the price is going to go back up, and right now it's cheap compared to its future price. Here's the thing. Anyone is a crypto trading expert. Anyone is a great investor in hindsight. But none of us have crystal balls to know exactly what tomorrow holds. There's been total research papers done where the question is posed, how often does the market go up on a day? Like if today the market ended up, what are the odds that tomorrow goes up or down? Well, it's 50-50. But historically, like we know statistically it's 50-50, but historically, if there's been an up day in the market, can you imagine if day one is a positive day in the market, it's a green candle, it's a positive day, what are the odds that following a positive day, is it more likely to be another positive day or negative day in the market? Depending on your bias, you may say, well, it's going to be positive, or you might say it's going to be negative. I can tell you, I've read research papers where mathematicians have went back in time. It is exactly 50-50 that it's either going to be an up day or a down day. The previous day never indicates whether the next day is going to be up or down. And that just proves that nobody has a crystal ball to know what tomorrow is going to hold. So if you believe that the long-term value of an investment is higher than its current price, then ultimately that's all that matters. You can't wait for the bottom and pick a bottom with any consistency. Nobody can. There's not one technical analysis. There's no proof at all, ever. There's been no statistical research done to prove that, there's some method where you can mechanically choose where the price is going to turn, where we're at the bottom or at the top. So I don't care that it's losing value, P3D. I believe long term it's going to go up. Also with P3D, if it's losing value or going up in value, it doesn't matter. Because of the way the rewards work, if you believe in the long-term sustainability of the project, which I obviously do, then there's an argument to be made the sooner you can get in, the better off you're going to be because of dividend earnings. There's an argument to be made there. He went on to say, why would I want to put my money into something when it's losing value? And ETH value is going up because of a potential bull run. Here's the problem. This is where a lot of people make a mistake. And ETH value is going up because of a potential, that's the key word, bull run. It's much better to just hold ETH. No. It's only much better just to hold ETH if you believe that in fact it is on a bull run right now, this very moment. 2 weeks, 30 days from now, 60 days, 90 days, we'll know whether it was starting a bull run. Or was it just a little, teeter. Maybe ETH could just as likely be 50% up a month from now as it could be 50% down. None of us have a real crystal ball. If you believe genuinely that ETH is about to have a bull run, then yeah, you would hold ETH. But nobody knows that. Nobody knows that. And by holding P3D by default, I do benefit from a strong ETH value, Ethereum value. And at the same time, I'm going to be earning dividends. So if Ethereum moves sideways, then I'm going to be better off by if Ethereum just kind of like goes back and forth and moves sideways, then I'm better off holding P3D. If Ethereum drops, I'm probably better off to hold P3D because at least I'm going to earn dividends that I can reinvest. The only time that I really lose out is if in fact Ethereum's on a massive bull run. My belief is Ethereum's going to go up and down. Long term is going to go up, and long term P3D is going to go up. That's my belief long term. And because I have that belief, that's why I'm holding P3D and I'm not just holding Ethereum. But Crypto Blake Hustler Snyder, if you believe, if it's your conviction that Ethereum is about to go on a tear, then I would do everything you can to beg, borrow, and steal every extra dollar you can find to invest in ETH. Because obviously you have to have some conviction that it's going to go up if you indeed believe that way. And then he says this caveat here. ETH value is going to go up because of a potential bull run. Is much better to hold ETH unless you're a top 20. Unless you're the top 20. I think he's talking about in P3D. What does that matter? This part makes no sense. I hear these things like, oh, if you get in early, if you're in the top 10 or you're in the top 20. Yeah, getting in early maybe, but only if you get in early and stay in and you don't get caught up in, trying to trade a cryptocurrency that has a 10% fee. Unless you're in the top 20, that's irrelevant. If you're in the top, and why is it top 20? Why not top 10? Why not top 5? Why not top 3 or top 100 or top 200 or top 500? It's irrelevant. The exact amount of tokens that you get a perfect fair share of all rewards earned based off of whatever amount of tokens you hold. Whether you hold 1, you hold 20, 2,000 or 20,000, it doesn't matter. You get the exact same rewards based off of per token that you hold. So again, this is obviously quite a run-on with multiple commas, but an ETH value is going to go up potentially because of a potential bull run. It's much better to just hold ETH unless you're in the top 20. Unless P3D becomes a fraction of how popular ETH is, then it's again, this sentence is all disjointed, and I get it. Sometimes I think this way as well. I don't always write this way, but I think this way. Unless P3 becomes a fraction of how popular ETH is, well, if that happens, then, we're going to be doing amazing, obviously. Then it's not going anywhere in the long term, and then you're just speculating. Okay, I'm not certain how many people understand what speculating means. Arguably, P3D is one of the only crypto investments that's not speculating. Speculating means you buy because you believe the price is going up. The only time that you're not speculating is if you're buying because you're earning some sort of a reward. Then arguably that's not speculating. Like if if you buy real estate and you're earning rents, then that's not speculating. But if you're buying land, looking for the land price to go up, that's speculating on land. So I don't understand. I mean, arguably then you're investing. I don't know. Gambling. I don't know what the word could go here, but it doesn't make any sense. This whole comment, is it seems to contradict itself, and it's based off of a belief that for some reason P3D doesn't do anything and Ethereum goes up on a bull run in a bubble. Could Ethereum go on an immediate tear right now? Absolutely. However, the greater ETH that's in P3D over time, the more ETH that's in the contract, then the more likely the contract in and of itself is less, doesn't get left behind, so to speak, because Ethereum happens to go on a tear and goes, straight up to the moon. I don't necessarily think that's going to happen to Ethereum right now. I don't think that at all. So therefore, that's why I'm holding P3D. Crypto Blake, Hustler Snyder, and many, this is a mainstream thought process. I think, what I can make out of this comment, it's a bit of a mainstream thought process. And that thought process is that Ethereum's more likely to go up than P3D. And, that's possible. And you can invest in Ethereum. You just don't get any rewards for holding Ethereum. There's no way to compound your Ethereum investments unless you're trading in and out of Ethereum, and then you're getting taxed on every profitable trade. See, the catch-22. It's not going anywhere in the long term. Not going anywhere in the long term. Well, long term is definitely going to go somewhere. It's definitely going to go somewhere in the long term. Then you're just speculating. Hashtag fact. I don't know what's a fact. This whole comment is a little bit. Sorry, Crypto Blake Hustler. This comment is just a little bit all over the board. Basically, you're speculating that Ethereum is gonna, is on a bull run right now. Who knows? Maybe it is, depending on how long. And if it does go on a bull run, how in the world do you know when it ends? Again, you're just kind of guessing. Maybe you try to pull profits off, but again, you're still just guessing. So I like to look, again, when I make a video on this, I'll make a video on projects that I like. I like to look at long-term projects that have some sort of a use case. By the way, Ethereum has a massive use case. P3D is much smaller, arguably can be a bit more volatile long-term, or in the short-term, medium-term, I guess. It can be a bit more volatile as an investment, if you will. But the volatility is good because that's how we earn our rewards. See, notice how I keep seeing the win-win here. When I think about P3D, I think, oh my goodness, it could be volatile. It's so, small, it's so young. Great, volatility is exactly what we need to earn rewards. Rewards are what's going to attract more people. And all else fails, this is what I posted here. Because conservative estimates, as stated in the video, this video here, and if you haven't seen this video, I highly recommend you watch this video. Conservative estimates, as stated in the video, show it's going to earn 80% return uncompounded. By the way, I didn't mention that in the video. I showed about an 80% return conservatively. I took the lowest historical earnings that we've been in, some of the lowest historical earnings that we've been in, and I ran it out for an entire year, and I saw an 80% return. That was not reinvesting into more tokens. So uncompounded in ETH value, not USD value and ETH value. So if you think Ethereum's going up, that's awesome. The top 20 doesn't matter. I said that already. So why? I have less proof that Ethereum's going to go up in the next year. It's a 50-50 chance that Ethereum is higher by the end of the year than its current price at this very moment. 50-50. It could be higher, it could be lower. That's 50-50. Government, if government regulations come down, that may play a part in it. If NEO or any of those come along and develop themselves a little bit better, then who knows, that could affect Ethereum price. But there's a 50-50 shot that Ethereum in December is higher than it is right now. However, there's a far better than the 50-50 shot. There's a high likelihood that we earn an Ethereum return based off the current Ethereum in the contract that we're currently holding. There's a high likelihood that we get about an 80% return on the current ETH that we're holding based off of dividends, the current ETH value that we're holding. So that's why I would invest in something like P3D. And I'm not going to say over Ethereum, but it's what I'm excited about P3D for. By the way, I like the idea of investing in Ethereum, holding some Ethereum as well. I don't hold a lot of Ethereum right now, but I like the idea of holding Ethereum. I do have some Ethereum cloud mining contracts. So hopefully I've addressed your comments here. Not that I'm going to change your mind, Blake. Hustler Snyder, Crypto Blake Hustler Snyder. That's a mouthful. Not that I'm going to change your mind, but just my thought processes. And I appreciate this comment because it makes me solidify or get solid on my thoughts and my patterns, and it forces me to verbalize it and to think it through. So thank you so much for this comment. I appreciate it. I posted this, but I'm probably gonna put another reply with the link to this video. And by the time you watch this video is gonna have a lot more views. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you again for your comment. Have a great day.